growing up and moving around and my story kind of evolving and my reality being maybe different than what was expected kind of gave me a place musically to explore like narrative and storytelling and world building. And I think that still to this day, that's like my favorite part of music is like building a narrative. When I came to LA as a songwriter and a singer. Up until that point, it had always been, I write a song and then I sing it and perform it for people. I never thought about, well, what actually goes into something that you keep forever? Like, how do you make the right choices that can be timeless? There's like a term like prosody, in which like all elements of the song, you try to emulate the story. Prosody for me, like when it comes to production choices, mixing choices, it's like, what's the song about? And I think with San Francisco, to me, it's a narrative that is extremely personal, where it's like, I wrote that song over a few years of my life, my early 20s. When I started the song, I was in a relationship. By the time I ended the song, I was out of this relationship. And that period, and also the city of San Francisco itself, has been such an interesting place for me, almost like a marker of the time. I'm telling you, baby, wouldn't it be nice if it could be like this all the time?
All together? Let me mute the center so we can see what's going on.
I feel like there's more room, like we can pull the vocal and the guitars up a little bit.
Got it. Let's see him play from the top.
Just the entire approach to mixing San Francisco and Atmos. Again, this idea of like narrative, I think is so important. I feel like the guitars were the perfect instrumental layer for us to bring out. Specifically on the bridge, where it kind of builds an intensity. I wanted that moment to feel like you're just in a whirlwind and you're just watching your life fly past you.
My name is Jennifer Ortiz. I am a mixing engineer. I've always been the person to give back, especially if I've gained a lot of knowledge. I know a lot of people and students like to learn on the spot, hands-on, and I've always been that person. Working with Ayoni in the studio was a big experience, especially with mixing her music in Dolby Atmos. We were both breaking the standard. I started, pushing levels, spreading her vocal in the room, and it started sounding really good. I thought to myself, like, I'm gonna take this technique and now put it in my next mixes.
Dolby to me is like the furthest realization of like how I want my music to be experienced. I like to be in the middle of my records. I like to feel like I'm standing in the center of whatever the narrative or the story is. And so I think mixing and panning and direction and just how you create dimension sonically can be such an interesting way to like bring your listener into your world. And I really credit Jenny with creating a safe place for me to explore and ask questions and challenge things. I don't even think we've cracked the capabilities of like what records can mean to people and how it can help people to literally change their own lives. I know I've listened to songs that have like picked me up off the ground, and so I feel like for me, music is truly a way as humans that we get to honor our experience. I just feel like for my entire life, music has been the love of my life, and it just gets more exciting. I'm telling you, baby, wouldn't it be nice if it could be like this all the time?